So this next technique is a patella tendon power band technique where we're using our dynamic tape power band made from a laminate of 2 or even 3 layers of dynamic tape that we make prior to applying to the skin, so that we're applying it as one piece, which gives us better elastic recoil properties, both in strength and also holds its shape very, very well. So this can be used for our quads tears, our patella tendinopathies, your Osgood slatters, anything where we're trying to reduce load going down through that patella or quads mechanism, basically. With this one, again, make sure you use your leverage effect, so don't just anchor to your tibial tuberosity. Make sure that you do anchor well down the shin and again well up into the thigh. We're going to apply our power band first, and then we're going to come in over the top with a wider 3-inch or 7.5 centimetre tape to make sure that we fully surround the power band to get good adhesion onto the skin and to give us an additional layer of elastic recoil, or that energy absorption and return through the system. Now, if you are doing a quads tear, for example, you can still bring in your gathering, pinching offload technique, bring in some transverse layers and potentially some additional longitudinal layers here as well. Or if it's a fat pad issue, you may want to bring in a transverse lifting type of a strap as well. You can still incorporate all of those types of things. This one though will just show you as to how we would apply our power band to get increased load absorption to remove load from that patella tendon. Once again, we're going around hollow areas, so just use your spray lightly just to ensure that you get good adhesion. And again, I suggest on the anchor points particularly. Because we do have more force in this, make sure that you do leave very nice anchor points of a couple of inches that have no tension at either end, and that this is designed primarily for short duration wear. Because of that increased force on the skin, there is an increased likelihood of getting reactions if you have too much tension in the system. So designed for short durations, matches, training sessions, etc., or immediately to give a quick reduction in load going through the system. Once that goes tacky, we're just going to apply. It doesn't matter with this particular technique whether we start distally or proximally, because we're just using this as a big rubber band, a bungee cord effect to give us that load absorption, deceleration of motion, and then re-injecting it back into the system. It really comes down to what you find is easy with your handling. You may find that if you do want to do a gathering offload, that it's easier to start up here. Others find that it's easier to start down here so that you only have a smaller degree of tape left. Just remember, if you're doing those gathering offloads, if you start with the first strip from distal to proximal to gather up, make sure if you add in additional strips that they're also gathering from distal to proximal. In this case, we'll start distally. We'll start over the anterior aspect of the tibia, really, and we want to run straight up through that patella. So, nice anchor point of 3 to 4 fingers without any tension. Just, if anything, tension the skin back in the opposite direction to the tape so that we remove any tension from that anchor point. Because there is a lot more force in this, we only just need to tension it to the onset of resistance, and that comes on very quickly. We have them in full extension, so as soon as they go into any degree of flexion, it's going to start absorbing load and then re-injecting it as they extend again. Remember, because of the nature of this fabric or this tape, its energy absorption and recoil properties are best in and around this starting point. That's where we want it to function. Absorb and re-inject. Absorb and re-inject. We don't want to be overstretching it, trying to get a restrictive element to it. That's not what this tape is designed for. It's designed to allow full range without restriction. So anchor, tension the skin back, come up through the patella region, over that patella tendon, just smooth down, and then all the way up. Nice anchor point at the other end that has no tension on it. Again, hold these anchor points very well for a good 30 seconds and also around those hollow areas, and then give it a good rub to make sure that you get good adhesion. Light spray to the back of that if you want to maximise the lamination between your power band and your cover strip. And then we're going to apply our cover strip. So with your cover strip, start distally so that we not on the power band itself. We want to be just on skin. And then make sure that you have about half an inch or a centimetre and a quarter overlap on either side. Again, get your nice anchor point without any tension. Smoothing down. Line that up to finish, and again just overlap, so we have about a centimetre or so of overlap at the top, so that we have only one layer of tape at the interface with the skin, and that will reduce the chance of it lifting, particularly in those contact sports where people are being grabbed and tackled and those sorts of things. Hold the ends down very well again, much longer than what I'm doing here, a good 30 seconds or so, and again over those hollow areas. Now this will provide a great deal of absorption into flexion and then assistance back into extension. Once again, there is increased force in there. Please make sure that you warn those wearing the tape that if they do get any itching, burning, stinging, irritation, that they may be at risk or may be developing a reaction, and to remove the tape. So we can see now how the power band and the tape will absorb load during the eccentric phase and then re-inject it back into the system during the shortening phase.